Hey guys, how are you? I hope you guys are doing great. And it's been a long time since I have uploaded any video on my channel. But this year it's my commitment to upload at least one video a week. And I will cover a wide range of topics inside Elixir. And I will also cover other frameworks and languages too, like Ruby on Rails, Rust, React, Angular, Vue, Go. So a lot of exciting stuff is coming soon. So please guys, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if you like this video, and leave the comment if you don't like something. And today we are going to talk about maps in Elixir. So let's just get started. Okay, so I am inside the maps directory, and there are a couple of ways that you can play around with Elixir. First, you can just create a file and run it inside VS Code. But my favorite method is to just create a new project with Mix. The reason is that I like the way the Mix works. Like it gives the whole project where we have the separate test cases, and then we have the structure of our lib directory where you can put our stuff. So let's just create a new Mix project. So just type Mix and new, and let's call it Elixir map. So hit enter, and you see create a new project. So let's just open it inside VS Code. So this is our project, and you can see we have a lib directory, the test, the formatter, and then we have the mix file. And this mix file actually give us the version, Elixir version that we created our project in, like 1.10. I think the current version is 1.13. So the stuff I will show you here will work on the latest version too, so don't worry about this version. I use ASDF to change Elixir underlying version, so try it out too, just a tip. Okay, so let's go inside lib directory and Elixir map. So this is created for us by default by the mix command. So you can see this is the module documentation, like what this module is doing. And then we have a doc test, which is hello world, and we are just saying that okay, Elixir map.hello should return this word. So this is doc test, and I think it requires its own separate video, the doc test, a very cool thing in Elixir actually. And then we have this function hello, and it's just returning word. And if I go to the test directory, then I have the test helper, which is just starting up the ExUnit, and then I have this, and here you can see it's a macro, and then the doc test Elixir map, and then a simple test which is just saying reads the word. So it's just saying that in Elixir map module, call this function hello, and it should return word, and this is all there is. So if I go back here and I go inside Elixir map, yes, let me just clear it out, and if I run mix test, then you can see yeah, we have one doc test and one. So like here we have one test drop from here, and then we have one doc test right here. Okay, so we don't need this part from here, so just remove this one, and we also don't need this one, so you can just remove it like this, save the file, and we are good to go. So here we can just like put the documentation what this module is doing. So we can say that we are learning maps in Elixir. Simple. Okay, so you might be thinking that okay, there is a lot of chat about this structure, but you are here to learn about maps, right? So let's just dive in. So I can create a function, and I can call it, sorry, I can call it create maps, and just 2 and n. Okay, now what is a map? Okay, a map is a collection of key value pairs where key can be any type, and by any type I mean it can be a boolean, it can be a string, it can be an integer, it can be a string. Okay, so this is what I mean, that a key can be of anything, and you can think of them as hashes in Ruby and in objects in JS, like the key value pair I told you already. And we use maps extensively in Elixir, in Phoenix, which is a framework of Elixir, and I will cover different topics from Phoenix too, because I think it's very extensive and I can just create a bunch of videos for each separate topic. So those videos are also coming soon. And also we have structs which are just underlying maps. We use them in Ecto schemas. Ecto is a third-party library that we can use inside Phoenix to interact with the database. So very cool and exciting stuff. Yeah, and also I think I will also create a few videos like a crash course on Ecto and also on schemas and stuff like that. So please stay tuned. Videos related to Ecto are also coming soon. The first question is like, how can we write a map? Okay, so if I just say that, okay, now this is a map. Okay, you say that, okay, well, it's a key value pair. And so what is this? Well, you define a map inside Elixir like this. So it's just a like same syntax, almost same syntax, is just this percentage. This is new. So we have percentage and then the curly braces. So if I save this file like here, so this is a valid map. It doesn't have any key value pairs, I know, but this is a valid map by definition. So if I go back to terminal and I just say that, okay, IEX mix, so it will just open up a IEX terminal and load all of the files from this project inside of it, so that I can just play around with it. Okay, so there are a couple of ways that I can use this module Elixir map, and I have also a video where I have covered the difference between alias, import and use. You should definitely check it out if you have some confusion at how we can use modules and their methods inside other modules or inside IEX. So what I can do is, just for the simplicity, so, and also you can, instead of just alias or import, I will just say that, okay, Elixir map dot, and I have a function which is create maps. Okay, so I am saying that, okay, from Elixir module, I want to call this function which is Elixir maps, and I hit enter and it runs the map, the empty map. Okay, now in Elixir you don't need to specify the return statement. So the last line, whatever it is, it will automatically be returned from the function, and so you don't have to use the return statement like in JS. Okay, now we have this empty map. Okay, now there are another method. That's how we can create a new map, which is from the map module. So I can just say that, okay, map.new, and that's it. I don't need to pass it, and I come here and I say that, okay, recompile the project. Okay, and I run this project and it's again returning the empty map. So these are two methods to create an empty map. Okay, now the second step is to create a map with the key value pairs. Okay, and first let's check okay, first let's define a map with the key value pairs. So just percent and the curly braces and name and the keys atom here. Okay, and I can say that it's for Genie, and channel is YouTube. Okay, channel is YouTube. Okay, now there is also a very important concept to keep in mind when you're dealing with maps, that it just doesn't maintain the order. What I mean by that is, if I save this file and if I go back to the terminal and I recompile the project and I say okay. Now you see I have this channel YouTube and the name is Coachini, and if I go back then you can see I have name and channel, but here it's first the channel atom, the key, and then the value, and then the name and the value. So dot is changed. Here it's name first and here it's channel first. So the order is not maintained inside map, so just keep that in mind, because sometimes you have to maintain that order. Okay, but in maps there is no guarantee that the stuff coming from the front end or whatever the source is should be maintained. Okay, now we have atom keys here, and these are not garbage collected, and the maximum number of atoms in Erlang VM is 104,8576, and that's why inside Phoenix all the data coming from external sources comes in the form of string keys, not the atom keys. So this should be a string, not the atom, and we use this pattern inside Phoenix. So all the stuff inside the application is like we have maps and we have schemas, and all of them have atom keys, but the data coming from the external sources like single page applications or mobile applications interacting with our Phoenix Elixir API, then it's coming in the form of string keys. So just a convention we follow. Okay, so that's about the atom keys. Now let's just define the same thing, but this time we will say that okay, name is Porcini, and let's change this to channel is YouTube. Now we have string keys here, and also we have the string values here, and this is the pattern you will see. Again, I am just reiterating the same thing to just keep you focused, that we have this convention of string keys and this kind of pattern inside Phoenix when we are dealing with the outside data. Okay, and now like I said, the key can be anything. So if I just say that okay, true, and I say false, okay, and I say false and true. Now this is valid. Okay, now if I go back and I recompile the project and I say this one, then you can see false, true, true, false, but again the order is not maintained here because here we have true first, but here we have false first. So just keep that in mind, don't get confused. It's the same map, but because of the order we are seeing this difference. Okay, now this is I think enough about creating maps. So next thing is how to get a value from a map, and it's really interesting actually, because there are a couple of methods that we can use. So let's just talk about them one by one. So we name this get value from map. Yep, do and so the first method is but let's instead of like talking about methods, let's just take this value and we use this to test our code. So let's sit here and I can just call it string map. Okay, so it's a string map, so this one. Okay, and yes, okay, so if I say that okay, the first method is you can just type in the name like string map, and then here you can just specify the value you want. Yeah, it's that simple. So if I save and I go back and I decompile the project and create maps, no sorry, it's not create maps, it's this time it's get value from maps. So get value from map. Okay, so it's code genie, so it's working fine. Okay, now get back here. Okay, so it's working fine. Now the Second method is we can just say map. So we are using a method from a map module. So map.get and we can specify the map here. So we want string map, okay, and then we can, let's see, sorry, and then we can find the value that we want. Okay, basically we are telling a map module that okay, inside this map I want to get a value of this particular key. Okay, so the key name is name. Okay, and I go back here, I recompile the project, and it's the same thing. So we have these two methods, but there is a big but coming. Let's try this out with okay, so let's try this out with atom keys. So just copy this from here, paste this from here, and I can call this atom. Okay, okay. Okay, let's just indent it a little bit. We can also use this formatter, and it's really a cool stuff. I really like it about Elixir. We get the same thing in Phoenix, so it will just automatically format our code. I will format this at the end and show you. It's really cool thing. Okay, so we have an atom map here, and if you want to access name, then I can just simply type atom map dot name. That's it. Okay, so if I go back, I recompile the project at the top, and I say, then you can see I have code change. But now see what if I do string map and I say dot name. Okay, now I am saying that okay, from the string map, not this atom map. Okay, this one is here. Okay, so I am talking about this string map. I am saying that okay, from string map I want to get this value name. Okay, now you think that okay, this should work. Okay, so let's just see. So just recompile the project and run the function again. Now you see here the error says that okay, the key name not found in this map. Okay, so we use this dot method when we have atom keys. Okay, it won't work on string keys. So that's the difference, and you have to just keep that in mind. Okay, just remember. And okay, just remove this one, and then the same method works here if I want to get like this one. Okay, so if I want to get like no, sorry, string name, the atom name, now this method should work. Yeah, this is working fine. And then we have the same thing we got here. So go back here, and I say so atom, sorry, atom map, and I say name. So it should also work. Yeah, the code change. Okay, so we have this method, and there is also another trick. So what if I want to get something that's not present inside this map? Okay, what I mean by that is instead of like map.get atom map name, I say that okay, bring me the age. Okay, and if I go back and I recompile, and I can now it's running nil because age is not present here, right? You can see. So we can also put a custom return value here, like the default. So if age is not present inside atom map, then instead of nil, I want to return some meaningful message. Okay, so I can just say not found. Okay, save, I go back, I recompile, and I say, you see, now it's returning not found, and I think it's much meaningful than just saying nil, because this way, if it's not present, then you can just specify some value here. So it's a good trick. And next thing is okay, so this is map.get, and next let's talk about map.fetch. So this is another method from map module. So map.fetch, and I say that okay, from here let's just fetch name. It will return the value in tuple. So if I recompile and hit this one, then say error. Okay, because oh yes, sorry, it's running error because the name is in, so the name is in not string, name is an item. So let's go back, let's recompile. Okay, yes, so so we can pattern match on this and get this code genie value. I will talk about pattern match just in a minute. And if I don't have this item here, so just like I showed you before, I save, I go back, I recompile, then it's an error. This okay, and then the value is a very common pattern that you can see inside Phoenix, especially inside Ecto. When you get something from the database, then it should return like okay value or the okay and the change set error. So we use this pattern very extensively inside Phoenix also, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so this is map.fetch. Now let's talk about my favorite method to get value from map, because we have seen like this string map, map.get, and then the dot, and then the map.fetch. So the next method is pattern matching, and this is my favorite one, and this is also one of my favorite features of Elixir. So let's just see what it means. So okay, for this one, let's use this string map. Okay, so let's say I want to get the value of this key name. Okay, so I come here and I say okay, let's define a map, and I know, okay, I know that okay, the key's name. Okay, I want the value of this name key. Okay, now I come here and I say okay, name, and then in the value I just specify name, that's it. And on the right hand side I say string name. Okay, now and let's just return name. Okay, and this name is coming from here. Okay, now this topic is a little bit confusing. Okay, but I'm about to tell you. In Elixir, basically when we assigning a value, we are just pattern matching it. So this looks like an assignment like any other language, but it's not an assignment. This is basically pattern matching. So you can also think of it like a little bit, I think, like restructuring from JS. I am saying that okay, from this string map, I am going to take a value that's corresponding to this key name. Okay, so basically I am telling that okay, there is this name key inside the string map, and whatever the value is, I want that, and I just call it name. You can call it anything. And if I hit save and I go back to the terminal, let's just clear this out, and I recompile, and I okay, now you see I am getting the code genie. Okay, and this pattern matching stuff, you can see this all the time inside Phoenix, because we can use this to just get the params from the external source to our controller, so we can just pattern match them. So only if that particular key is present, then it will just hit our controller, and if it's not, then it's safe. And also we use this to get values from nested maps, which I will show you just in a bit. And we also use this when we have like multiple conditions to check. Then instead of like doing multiple case statements, we can always resort to this pattern matching on different functions, and then we can just name the same function and write it like 3 to 4 times but with different arguments. And it's really neat, and I will show you, okay, not in this video but in the future inside Phoenix I will show you how to clean the code with this pattern matching stuff, and it is very powerful actually. So now let's say that okay, now let's define another string map. Okay, now remember, when I say string map, then Elixir is immutable. So when I say string map, basically I'm not changing this, I am just defining a variable, okay, like here. So Elixir is immutable, so just wrap your mind around it, and it will really help you to pick up this language easily, because to me it's not that hard. Once you understand the basic concepts, then it's really fun to work with. Okay, so let's define a nested map. So we have this one, and then let's say name, and inside of name there is another map. Okay, and this map is this map has a key of code genie, and this map has value of another map where I define age, and I say that okay, age is 20ish. Okay, and then outside here we have another channel. This is also string key, and the value is the same, which is yep, which is u2. Okay, okay, pretty straightforward stuff. So it's nothing fancy, nothing complicated. I am just writing a map which is nested, that's all. Okay, and now I want to get this age, right? Now when you think of these above methods, then you can use this one. So you can say okay, string map, and then the name, and then this value, and then this value, and it works fine. But I think the most idiomatic and the most suitable approach is to use pattern matching. I am just going to show you how powerful pattern matching really is. So right here, just like before, I say that okay, let's just define a map where we want. So I say that okay, I have a name key, and then inside this name key I have another map, and in this map I have this one. Okay, and then inside this I have another map which contains the key age, and then it has the value of okay, now I want to get this value. So you can name this any variable, like you can name it anything you want, but just to follow the convention I can just name it age. Okay, and that's what I want, okay, from this string map. Okay, and I say string map, and I hit save, and okay, let's hope that it works really. Okay, okay, so recompile the project, and I have this warning that code block has no effect. I will explain why it's giving this warning. And then age is unused. So to check if it really works, let's return age, and let's recompile, and okay, now you can see we got 20, so it means that it's working fine. Now we have this warning of this name variable because we are returning this, but it has no effect because like I told you before, in Elixir whatever the last statement is, it will return automatically. So from here it is returning this name has no effect, so the compiler is just warning us that okay, This name has no purpose here, so we can just okay. So just to summarize, we have talked about uh, how to get value from a map, and there are a couple of methods like the string, like here we have the string keys, then we have atom keys, and then we have map.get, we have this syntax, then we have map.fetch, we have dot, and then this is my favorite, which is pattern matching. So yeah, so I think uh, that's all about fetching value from a map. And okay, so what's next is okay, so let's just write a test case, okay, because test cases are really important, whether you are doing some personal project or you are working for someone else, then test cases are very crucial to the development, and it will save you a lot of time debugging. Okay, okay, so just remove all of this, and for this test case it's very simple. All I want is that whatever the user passes here, like the map and the key, okay, map and the key, and I will return the value from here. Okay, I have showed you a couple of methods. So for this one, let's just use map.get, because if the key doesn't present, then instead of raising the error, it will just return nil. So it's a better approach in my opinion, because for pattern matching you have to know the map and the exact key you are fetching. So I think the more dynamic approach is to use the map.get method. Okay, so let's just get started. So let's just write map get, and then I have the map here and then the key here. Okay, so that's it. And by default, if it's not present, then instead of nil, I want to return not found. Not found. Yep, that's it. Okay, and now let's go back to Elixir map test and just start writing our first test case. Okay, so first we need to alias our module here. So alias Elixir map. Okay, and I want to alias this as emap. Okay, emap. Okay, so this is a syntax that we use when like when we want to use a custom name for this module. So we can just you can say that inside this module I will refer to this Elixir map as emap. I am just changing its name here. Okay, so write our first test case. So let's just say test, and we can name it get value from a map. Okay, and do and that's it. Okay, so let's just define a map that we will perform our test on. Just go back here and fetch this one. Okay, and go back here and just copy it here. Okay, and I will just say map. Okay, and the key I want to get from this map is name. Okay, name. Okay, and then I just assert that okay, assert emap dot copy from here. Okay, so this is the map, this is the key. So I'm just passing in this map, and also I want to get the value of this key. So what I expect that it should return is this one. Okay, the code genie. Okay, okay, so copy this one and then just paste it here. It's save. Now let's just test if our will pass or not. So come here, we can just okay, exit from IX terminal and just okay. So one test and zero failures, so the test case is running fine, so that's good. So just okay, go back, and we also need to test if the key is not present. Okay, so here I am just say that okay, the key is okay. Now I want this assertion to return not found. Okay, so basically it's not there, so it's just I am just testing this default value whether it works fine. So okay, so here the key again, I am not reassigning key to age. I am just because Elixir is immutable, so I am just defining a new variable. So this is different, this is different. And I want this to return not okay. Now just head back and just clear this one and run next test. Okay, so it's passing, that's a good thing. Okay, now get back to this module, and so we know how to create a map, we know how to get value from a map. Now the third step is how to update a value inside a map. Okay, like getting value from a map, we also have quite a few methods how to update a value, and every one of these methods have their own pros and cons. So let's just get started. So let's just first create a method and we call it update value from map. Yeah, exactly. And so do okay. So okay, so first method is let's just copy paste this map from here, paste it here, and you can call this string map. Okay, string map, and that's it. So if I want to change the name, then the most simplest and my favorite method is actually this one. So just define a map like this one. Okay, empty map, and then just say string map. So this is our string map, and then this symbol, and we can say that okay, I want to change the name to one. Okay, okay, now save this, go back to the terminal, okay, and just run ex session again, and Elixir map. Okay, so Elixir map dot update value from map. Okay, now you see the name is updated, so we can say that okay, the channel is YouTube and the name is Matho. It's updated, it's good. Now we can go back here, and I mean, this is one of my favorite methods because you can pass as many key value pairs as you want to just update it inside of here. But if this key is not present, then it will raise the error. So for example, if I say that okay, I want age, okay, to be 20, okay, so I want this string map to have this age property, and I want to update it to 20. Okay, so if I go back here and I recompile the project and I save this one, then you can see here it raises an error, and there is again key error which is saying that this is not present. Okay, okay, so the next method we can talk about is okay, so this is string map. Good method if you have a couple of keys that you need to update inside of map, then this one is good. So next is map.put. this method is also good. So this method is coming from map module. We call it map.put. So string map, again I am saying that okay, I want to run this method on this string map, and the key is name, and the value is mark. Okay, yes, the value is mark, and I just save it, I go back, I recompile. Again, it just updated the name from code genie to Uma, so it's a good method. But if I go back and I say that okay, let's update age to 20 age. Now if I say that age to 20 age and I recompile and I say, then you can say that instead of returning like some error message or like raise the error like this one, it just adds that key value inside of this map. So now we have age, channel, and name. Okay, so if the key is not present, then it will just create a new key value pair inside of that map. Okay, and then we have map dot replace. Okay, so if we say that okay, map dot replace, okay, string map, and I want to replace name with mark. Yes, name with mark. Save, I go back, just clear, and I recompile the project. Then it say that map replace is deprecated, so just ignore this one. And now you see that now the name is changed to mark. Okay, and if I say that okay, age and 20 ish, and I go back here, I recompile, then you can see that it just returns the original map, no error message, not nil, nothing. It just gives back the original map. So there might be some scenarios where you can use it. Okay, but it's deprecated in 1.3, but I think in 1.13 you might not get this warning. Okay, so okay, so next we have map got replaced but with a bang operator. Now there is this pattern you can see inside Elixir and also inside Ecto, which is a library for Phoenix to interact with the database. We use two type of methods. So one are without bangs and one are with bangs. And the difference is if you are coming from Ruby, then it just feels just like home, because with bang it means that instead of like returning a tuple with okay and then the error message, we want the error message to be raised. Okay, we want like the server to raise the error message. Okay, so for that we use bang. So same is the case with here. Okay, and so what we can do is we can just write map dot replace, but this time with the bang operator. Okay, and I can say string map, and I want the key age and the value to be 20. Now let's see what will happen. We come here, recompile the project. Okay, and just call the module with this method. Okay, so here you can see that it's saying that key is not found in uh, this map. Okay, so basically it's just raising the error. Okay, so this is the bang operator. And so next let's just remove this one. And okay, so let's talk about map dot update. Okay, so next method is map dot update. Okay, and same here, we can just pass in the map and the key that we need update, like its name. And next let's pass the Okay, so we have to pass the default value, right? We don't, because this function doesn't have a bang operator, so it's not gonna raise the key error or some other error. So we need to pass that default value, which means that if name key is not present in string map, then we need to associate a new value with this key. Okay, so for example, so if name is not present, then just write example and function. And so this map.update also takes in the anonymous function and the previous value. Okay, so we can use this if you want to do something with the previous value, like addition, subtraction, or maybe do string concatenation, so stuff like that. So the difference is that it requires anonymous function and then the new value. Okay, so new value is, let's say, Hamad, and anonymous functions needs to have an end, so end, and save it, and go back, recompile, and here. Okay, now you see the name is updated here. Okay, so it works fine. But if I need to update a key which is not present, like age, and I want this age to have a value of like 30, okay, uh, 30, but if this age key is not present inside this map, then I want the default value to be 20. Okay, now save it, head back and recompile the project. Okay, now you see here age is 20 and then the name and then the channel. Because the age key is not present inside this map, so instead of changing its value to 30, it just used the default value which is 20 and just updated this string map. Now just like map.replace, we have map.update method. Okay, so as you already guessed, so it will raise the error. So if I say string map, and okay, it will also take anonymous function and the previous value. So function, the previous value of this key is present, and then uh, we have to pass in the new values. So I want it to be notice. Now let's see what will happen. Okay, so head back, recompile. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, head back, recompile, Elixir map. Okay, now you see it raised the error that key is not found in this map. Okay, as expected. And I am just writing underscore before this, because if I just remove this one and hit save and head back and recompile, then it's gonna give me a warning that okay, you see variable value is unused. So that's why whenever you don't want to use any variable or value, then you just prefix it with underscore like this one, and now the warning message is gone. Also, this is the previous value. So for example, if I say name and I say value, and here I say that okay, just value. Okay, now let's see what will happen. So if I recompile, now you see the name remains Code Genie and channel is YouTube. So what it's doing is that it's just taking its previous value, which is Code Genie, and then just passing it on, so that old value becomes the new value. So that's it. And the last method that we can talk about is get and update. The difference is that it returns a tuple, and but basically does the same as above, which is just updating the map. So let's say I can write map, and from map module I want a method which is get and update. Okay, and I want to pass string and the name, the key which I want to be updated, and again anonymous function just like above, and we can pass in the last value, but it should return a tuple. Okay, so we can return a previous value and we can also return a new value, okay, which is hamad. Okay, this one. So just write and here, save it, go back, recompile, and here you see now the difference is that it's giving us the previous value and it's giving us the new map. Okay, so for example, you let's okay, so what we are going to do is we are just gonna get this value and this value from this map with pattern matching. Okay, so that you can understand the power of pattern matching and we can use it anywhere. Okay, so it's a tuple, so just initialize an empty tuple and the first value we can call it previous value and the next value is the uh, dated value. Okay, and here we can just copy paste this, so copy it from here, paste it from here, and that's it. Now let's see if we say previous value, then it's code genie, which is this one, so it's pattern matching on this one, and this is the updated value. So if I say updated value, then we have the updated map. So that's how we are going to uh, get the values from tuple. There are some other methods, but I think this one is more practical. Okay, let's just clear our console and we go back and let's update a value that doesn't exist. Okay, again with the example value and frontish. So save it, go back, recompile, and yeah, you see now here the previous value is nil because the key doesn't exist, and here it just uh, adds that key value pair inside the map. Okay, so let's just clear the console. So that's about it, I guess, for updating the value inside a map. So now you can see that our code is not indented properly. So let me just quickly show you a cool neat trick. So come here, Control C 2 times on Mac, and you're out of IEX. Now just write MIX dash format and hit enter, and if you go back you see now it's formatted. So it's a really cool thing about formatter, which is this file. We can customize it, and what it's doing is just it's just formatting all the directories that are that we specified inside this formatter. Okay, so it just formatted this, it just formatted this one also. Okay, so next let's write a test case. So for this one I need three arguments, which are, first one is I want to pass the map and I want to pass that key. Okay, and I also want to pass a new value for that key. Okay, this one. Okay, for this one let's just use map dot put because I think it's better and it's suitable for our needs. So for this particular map and for this key, just update the value to this. Okay, and that's about it. So let's go back to our test file. Okay, so first let's add a description that what this test is going to do. So it's gonna update a value inside a map. Yep, that's good. And then do an end block. Okay, and next let's see. So first let's just specify a map. So copy this map from here, put it here. So this is our map. Next we need to define a key which needs to be updated. So it is this time, let's say channel. Okay, and sorry, this channel needs to be inside double quotes because it's a string. So channel, and the value should be let's say development. Okay, and next let's just save the response inside here. So enum dot update value from map. So map key and third argument is value. Okay, and what I expect is we have a response defined. Next, what we expect from the response is that inside the uh, response we have a map which has a key of channel. Okay, and so we are asserting that we have a response and then we have a map, and inside that map we are accessing this channel key, and this channel key should be equal to development. And go back terminal and run mix test. Okay, so it's working fine. And let's define a new key value pair. So this key is not present inside a map. Okay, so let's see, and the value should be 20, and it's the same thing. Let's just copy the response from here to here and then insert it from here. So insert, so we are asserting that okay, we are basically taking the response and we are saying that okay, inside this response there is a map, and we are fetching this key which is age, and its value should be 20. Okay, but basically this response is the map, and we are basically just telling ExUnit that okay, this is a map, okay, this response, and there is an age key inside of it, and its value should be 20. Okay, now save it, head back and run mix test. Yep, it's working fine. Okay, so it means that our update implementation is okay, so that's good. Now head back to our main module. So the next method which we are going to talk about is how we are going to delete a key inside a map. There are a couple of methods just like updating a map, so we are going to talk about them one by one. Okay, so let's just define delete value from a map. So delete value from map. Yep, we don't want any arguments right now, so do and end. Okay, so let's first just define map to test on. So this one, it's copy paste it here, and we can name it string map. Okay, and then it properly. So string map. So the first method which we are going to talk about is map.delete. So first let's define map.delete. So map.delete, and we pass in the string map as the first argument. Okay, string map, and for the second argument we need to pass the key that we want to delete. So it is channel. Let's assume, and just hit save. Go back to terminal, fire up our IEX session, clear it up, and okay, so Elixir map dot delete value from map and enter. Okay, so you see now the channel key and value is deleted. Okay, that's what we want, because we are deleting, we are saying that okay, from the string map delete this key, so it's deleting it. And but what if we want to delete something like a key that's not present? Again, let's say age, hit save, go back, recompile. Now you see it returns the original map, so there is no error raising, nothing, it just returns the original map. Next, I think we need to talk about, there is another method from map module which is map.drop. So if there comes a scenario you want to drop multiple keys from a map, then you can use this method. So first argument is again our string map, and second argument is actually a list. So we want name to be dropped, we want channel to be dropped, and we want age. Okay, now age is not present, so yeah, that's the flexibility of this method, that it allows us to even define keys that are not present and it doesn't raise error. Okay, so hit save, go back, recompile, and here, okay, now you see the map is empty because we are deleting everything. We are deleting name, we are deleting channel, and it's working as expected. So now let's also talk about map.pop. Just like the name suggests, it just pops the value and also returns the remaining map. So let me show you. So if I say map.pop and I want from the string map the value of name to be popped, name, hit save, go back, recompile, and here now you see it returns the value of the key it's popping and also returns the rest of the map. And again, we can do pattern matching and get both of these values. Okay, and so next, let's say if we want to get something, by something I mean a key which is not present. Okay, so let's say age, hit save, go back, recompile, and now you see here we got nil and the map, the original map. Okay, but if we want to customize this message because we want to like maybe writing an API and want to pattern match on it, then what we can do is for third value we can say that key not present, because I think this error message is more suitable and it makes just more sense instead of just nil. Okay, so head back, recompile, and this one. So okay, so basically it's saying that okay, that key is not present, and then we have our map here. Okay, so I guess that's it about deleting a value from a map. So just remove this one and we need to write a test case for this. So for this, let's just choose map.delete. Okay, and for the arguments here, I want a map and the key that needs to be deleted. Okay, so here we have map and key. Hit save and go to our test file, which is here, and we need to add a test. So test, and the name should be delete a key value, delete a key value pair from a map. Okay, to an end, sorry, to an end. Okay, first define a map. Let's copy this one here and key, also copy the key, this one here. Okay, and let's assert our assertion is that from emap dot delete, so the method name is delete value from maps, copy paste, so copy it from the module and paste it here, sorry, paste it here. So okay, let's just pass the map and the key. Okay, and I will paste this from here because I want the response to have only this key value pair. So paste it here, close the curly braces, and oh, here we have emap. Okay, capital M. Save it, uh, go back and run mix test. Let's hope that it passes, and it passes. So that's our delete test case. So head back to our main module. Now we have a basic CRUD operation here. So for like creating maps and getting value from a map, updating it, delete value from a map. At the end, let's just talk about some other cool methods from map module and also some other few tips and tricks. So head back to the terminal and just open up IXSMX. And you can also open just IX because now I'm just going to show some cool methods from the map module. So you don't need to like open IXSMix, like not the IX session inside the project. So simple IX can work too. So first let's define a map to test our methods on. So this one, and name is code genie, and channel is YouTube. Okay, so and we can name it atom map. Okay, just to hit enter. First, if we want to check if this map has a certain key or not, then we can use map.hasKey method and question mark. So with a question mark, it's clear that this function is going to return a boolean like true or false. So if our atom map has a key of name, let's find out. So yep, true. And does it have a key of age? Nope, it doesn't. And next, let's if we say if we want to find out all the keys, so map dot keys and at a map. So we got two keys, channel and name. And if we want to get all the values, then map dot values and pass in the map. So now we have two values, which is YouTube and code genie. So this is YouTube and code genie. So that's fine. Now let's say we want to take a map, a submap, for example. Let's say map dot take, and from atom map, let's say channel. Okay, I am talking about this key. Okay, now let's see. Map dot take with a numerable of keys is not a list, is replicated. Use a list of keys inside. Okay, basically it's saying that we need to pass a list because it can like take multiple keys. So like here, and if I hit enter, then you see instead of just giving me the value of a channel, it just gives me a map. Okay guys, so I think that's all about maps in Elixir, and if you like the video, please hit the like button because a lot of very exciting stuff is coming soon. So take good care of yourself and your families, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.